Oh, hello guys. Just doing a short live. I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes, nothing extravagant. Just doing some blending on the transitions, I guess you could call it. I'm matching the stems to stumbles at the moment. Been feeling pretty unproductive since Muletown. I've been working, just things just haven't been coming together, it seems like. But now we're starting to see a little progress here. I got three Rangers and or Ranger-ish pipes and one Wizard that I'm working on, and I'm matching stems up to them and working on the transition. Montana Piper, how's it going? Plunder. Hopefully, you guys are having a blessed week so far. I don't have a whole lot going on. Just thought I'd get on and chat with whoever hopped on for 15 or 20 minutes. Don't have my hat on. Hopefully, you don't get blinded by the glare off this thing here. Probably be worse if I shaved it off and waxed it up. Hey David, how you doing? I was just telling Greg and Plunder that I'm just blending some stems to the stummels. I'll show you one that's not been started yet. Uh, you can see how that doesn't come together yet, and it's also not, the transition's not smooth. One's higher than the other. Um, Here's another Ranger that I've been working on. Uh, no gap, and everything's fairly smooth. Um, you guys probably already know this. Um, when I was, well, you may not know the situation, but you'll know the thought behind it. I was in Chicago, and it was first year I had some pipes with me. I don't think I had a table. I'm sure I didn't actually. I showed Jay Furman my personal Ranger that I made, which was my first one, and he took it and he turned the stem the wrong direction, and it was apparent that it didn't line up and it was offset. Um, but at the time, I thought I was making just Lord of the Rings themed type pipes. I didn't wasn't really considering actually being an artisan pipe maker at that point. But Jay Furman did a reality check for me. I told him later in Columbus when I saw him, I think it was Columbus, so I didn't know whether to cuss him or thank him because he was making me uh, pay attention to that now. But it also made me a better pipe maker because you can turn these now. This one isn't finished, but it's pretty close. And so, yeah, anywhere you turn a stem on an artisan pipe, it should have a pretty smooth transition there. The the more perfect that transition is when you turn it and it stays lined up the whole time, the more care they've probably taken in taking care of this transition. But you guys probably already knew that. But later on, when some people are watching their live after it's over, and Maybe they aren't as familiar with pipes as you guys are. Hopefully, you have been having a great week, David. A blessed week. Telling the guys I've been feeling like I've been dragging here. I just cannot finish a pipe, and it's just because I'm working on multiples at the same time. Um, I've got three rangers, one wizard here. I've got another ranger in the house and two more wizards. So when they all come together about the same time, they're gonna make it feel like I'm doing something then, because I'll go from no pipes since Muletown to seven all at once within a day or two of each other. Man, I'm working on my Shire series for Chicago first, and then after I finish those, then I will switch over to doing some Emberling and try to get some of those knocked out. But I want to finish up the seven shires that I'm working on currently, and I have another wizard in there that needs to be sandblasted. So hopefully, if I can get these stems transitions worked out before Saturday, hopefully I can go over to my friend uh, Typing Pipes, and that's how's he spell it? Teipen Typing Pipes, I believe how Wayne's last name, and Wayne is nice enough to welcome me over to his place and allow me to make use of his sandblasting setup until at some point in the future, hopefully I'll have my own compressor. But right now, I just hate to pick one of those up, but that'll happen in the future. I have several McQueen pipes over 20 years old. Over time, the wooden tips get soft and sour. Have you ever converted one to have one of your tips? No, I've never actually held a McQueen pipe. Even I don't think I would think that somebody could uh, make that change to a McQueen pipe fairly easily. This one here, I think this Ranger's got a 22 millimeter bowl, I believe, if I remember correctly. There was a flaw internally in the chamber, so I had to upscale the draft, or I mean the chamber bit to get rid of the imperfection. So luckily, I was able to salvage the block. It just ended up with a 22 millimeter chamber on it, which I'm sure somebody out there will appreciate a big chamber. I think David's got one that's got a good sized chamber like that on his. Birchwood. Yeah, I don't know why somebody couldn't drill that out. And the only thing is, you got to worry about it splitting. So you probably need some sort of some sort of lock collar or something to put on it to so it wouldn't allow the wood to try to swell when the drill bit goes in. Um, that way it doesn't split. Man, breathing in too much of this fine dust. Right now, I'm hitting this with a 400 grit, trying to remove the scratches that I put in it when I was filing it down and trying to get it side. So that's going to continue on just like that. It's getting rid of all the scratches. I'll go to 600 next and see how we're doing there. And we'll switch gears a little bit. This one, go point this down just a little. The bearded air gunner. How you doing? So I take the radius part of this file and I rotate the pipe and work my way around, which I'm sure is creating little facets as I come around, but I can sand the facets back out. I mean, that's typically pipe making in general is to start with, you create facets, and then as you get close, then you start knocking the facets off with sandpaper. Well, I'll just work my way around multiple times, and I'll spin the stem on there. Because right now it's got, I don't know, let's say the high spots are like at 3 and 8 or something on here. So I'd kind of knock down the high spots on either the stem or the stumble, whichever it happens to be, because they're always wonky. Like right now, with me turning the stem, I can feel that the stem is protruding out at about 7 and 8. The shank is protruding out at a different size at about 11:30, almost 12, and then maybe even as low as 6, the stem's protruding past the stumble. So I just turned that stem 90 degrees. And now what I'll do is I'll go around here a couple times and try to even that out. So that reduces the size on the high spots. We're taking out anything that's sticking out past the other one this way. And then once we kind of knock down those high spots, we rotate it another 90 degrees. That will move high spots into different areas. So then we'll take those high spots off. And by continuing to turn the stem and work our way around and working the high spots off, like now, again, the high spot's about 11 to 12 on the stumble and still about 6 to 7 on the stem. So we'll go around again a couple times, try to knock that down. And so basically all we're doing is reducing the diameter of both of them in different orientations. So when we're done and we'll get it refined, then basically we've reduced the size equally between the two. That's kind of the benefit of when you're on a lathe and you mate your stem up while you're chucked up, and you actually turn it with it spinning there. You make that transition almost perfect. I mean, there is a little variation, but it's a lot closer than doing them separate. What's everybody smoking tonight? It's always better to watch somebody else work it. I'm like, gives you that union feeling or government worker feeling when see the guys alongside the road. Four of them are standing there watching one guy down the hole digging. Privateer. Not sure I know which one. Who makes Privateer? Plunder? All right, so I rotated the stem again just there. I don't know if you picked up on that. It's hard to tell how much of this might come through in the video for you since I'm not zoomed in. And Blake, since you're just showing up, what I'm doing, I'm working on transition between the stumble and the stem. That way, when you rotate the stem and the stumble, it should make a smooth transition regardless of which position the stem's in. Got to sign off. Okay, David, take care. Peace. Have a blessed rest of your week. Got to find my can. Please hold. Oh, no problem. Hey, how's it going, Kirk? I just thought I'd hop on for 20, 25 minutes with a live, show people what I'm working on. I'm working on the transitions, stem to stumble, and this one was pretty far out. So currently I'm using the round file to knock down the high sides between the transition. And once I get rotated around several times with this, then I'll switch over to working on it with sandpaper and try to make sure that transition is nice. I was telling him earlier, Jay Furman's the guy that created this monster here because one of my first Ranger that I made, I showed to him, and it was more of a just kind of a Lord of the Rings theme-ish pipe. It wasn't really meant to be artisan quality. And Jay sitting there at Chicago turned the stem and gave it a funny look. Didn't say a word to me, but I knew as soon as he did it, I knew what he was looking for. And I thought, really, it's just a Lord of the Rings kind of fun pipe. It's not a artisan pipe. So it's like he pushed me off the cliff. He's like, "You're going artisan, all in." So I told Jay later I didn't know whether to thank him or cuss him because now I try to be more to artisan standards now. I mean, that's what we are, artisan pipe makers. Started out to be just some cheap little quick thrown together pipe that looks similar to Lord of the Rings knockoff pipe or whatever, not a replica, but just a that type of theme. And now he's got me full blown artisan here trying to make sure everything's fit and finishes right like it should be. Hit that thumbs up, everyone. Double tap that. Would love a hobbit pipe for some old Toby. Oh yeah. How's it going, old man Copper? I'm working on what would have been a Ranger pipe, but it's turned into a hobbit pipe because it had a flaw inside the chamber. So I had to shorten it way down. It's only about an inch deep in there. And I put a little shorter uh, stem on it This one's got a little bit longer stem. So I would say this one's kind of more of a hobbit sized. Although I mean, it's in reality, it's still 7 inches long. It's still the size of a regular pipe. I've had some people when I say they're hobbit sized, they think I mean they're like 3 inches long or something. You'd be done if you're grating Parmesan. Yeah. Hopefully, all you guys have had a blessed week. We're at least halfway through on hump day here. So that's always a good thing. And luckily, my company is letting us have Good Friday off this year. They've done it in the past, I think, too, but you just never know. We got bought out by another company, so you never know how they're going to change things. But yeah, we're off for Good Friday, and I'm going to meet up with one of the guys that used to be an engineer I worked for there at my 40-hour week job employer, and we're going to go to a wood carving shop here in town. They do digital wood carving. They got CNCs, and they're gonna have a little um, show and tell, or whatever you want to call it, for us to check. A lot whoever stopped by to check out, and then obviously they're trying to sell you a machine, and they'll do training with you and show you how to run them, and they sell parts if you need to repair anything. I mean, they're a full service deal, evidently. So we're gonna go over there and check that out. That'll be interesting to see. Cornell and Deal. Okay. And you're on vacation for spring break. Man, that's nice. Oh no, Blake, that stinks. Well, luckily you got one of those little scooters that doesn't take it's not real heavy. So even with a sprained ankle, you ought to be able to motor around on that little one. All right, I can turn that all the way around, and that is really close. If there's any little imperfection there, that'll be okay because I will make use of some sandpaper and we will get that dialed in. Try to remove some of the facets that I just created with the file. Nothing nice on it. Awesome. Yeah, you gotta take care. You get old, man. Oh, you're not as old as me. You're still a young pup. I forgot. I meant that respectfully. More ibuprofen. There you go. Gonna have to get you a new pipe. Yeah, pipes are a wonderful thing. Oh, it wasn't Captain Kirk that's in here with us. It was Pipe Man 1861 Kirk. Hey, Chris. Pipe Man 1861 got me today on his YouTube video. he uh he was saying he was no longer going to be smoking a pipe due to some difficulties, and he led you on for a couple minutes, and then he springs it on you. April Fools. Hey, Chris, here's what I'm doing. I'm matching stems up to stummels. That's a second uh, Ranger, little Hobbit Ranger, and a Wizard. So I've got them together, got them knocked down with a file, and now I'm going back and gonna clean them up with sandpaper. get that transition taken care of. And after I get the transition, then it'll be time to turn some mouthpieces for it. Doing a lot of sanding too. That'll be next couple of days worth of work. Hand sanding. I've got 4 more stems in the house. So I think I'm going to take in some tenons and some epoxy and glue the tenons into them. Probably do that here shortly. They're getting there. You know how it is. Not till they're polished up and the stamp on them. Can't count on anything until you get to that point. There we go. That one's pretty close. I can refine sanding that some more. Just switch through the pipes with the different grits all at the same time. That way we keep them all on the same finish level. That way I don't forget to go back and use 320 on one of them or something and skip to 400 and end up overworking. So we'll start out by hitting them all at 240 and then we'll move on from there. Hoping Chicago cures me of my pad. Oh man, there's no cure. You just feed pad. It's like a pet. You never get rid of it. You just gotta feed it. Take care of it. It didn't help mine. Made me realize what else is out there. Heck, the hunt is half the fun with any hobby, really. Holy smoke! I was watching Chris Harriet earlier. That dude, he's got like 80 pipes ready for Chicago. Of course, he's doing it full time, but man, were there any pipes in Game of Thrones? Oh, somebody else might be able to answer that one. Gotta make a Dragon Lance pipe for the new book coming out soon. Hmm. Which new book we talking here, Blake? I missed that comment evidently. Uh, sorry about that. Dust is starting to get to me. Um, Chris, do you remember if there was any pipes in Game of Thrones? Um, I didn't get past. You guys probably think I'm a sissy, but I couldn't get past episode 1. I mean, going into a brothel and everything that was going on there, and I'm like, yeah, this is a little too much for me. I think most guys have a problem with that, and if you're trying to behave yourself and walk the straight and narrow, you don't need any of that distraction in your life. And yeah, when they came to the brothel and all that they had going on around in the background, I thought, oh, this is not something I need to be watching. So I quit watching after episode one. So I'm not sure if there's any pipes on there or not. I did watch which one was it? It was Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I think. It's like a precursor to Game of Thrones, and they didn't have all the sex scenes going on in that one. It was still a little rough on the language and stuff. I mean, I hear that type of talk all the time, but um, at work, I mean, that's just people. And hey, if that's the way you want to talk, that's up to you. I just choose try not to talk like a sailor. And I ain't mad at you if that's what you do. I mean, that's your own personal conviction. Um, but yeah, with there was a little language in Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but I enjoy the medieval movies. It just seems like they always have to put that type of content in it. Hopefully, one of these days, it's not something a little cleaner. Um, Aragorn. If you never watched Aragorn, not Aragorn, Aragon. Um, that's a pretty um, dragon like movie. It was pretty nifty. And if you read the books on Aragon, it's a younger age limit, really. But I think if they would have taken their time and they could have turned Aragon into a Lord of the Rings uh, movie, or at least close to it, with a little bit of work, that could have been a really, really nifty trilogy. But they screwed the movie up so bad you can't do anything with it, even though there was like 3 or 4 books. Dragonlance is a fantasy setting. No porn talk or cursing. Oh wow. Dragonlance. I'll have to probably remember that. Alrighty, that transfer pretty slick. Looks like I'm probably just going to get the 240 tonight on these. I'm probably not going to go on to 320. I'll have to continue on with them tomorrow night. It's already after 9, and I'm going to spend a little time with the wife before she goes to bed. Even I've been watching a series. Take care, Captain Kirk. Hi, Copper. Yeah, sorry. The Gentleman, and I haven't seen any sex scenes yet, but it's got a lot of drug stuff in it. A guy inherits his title as a duke or something, and he didn't realize the type of things his dad had going on previously, and his dad never told him. And when he inherits his title and the property, he also inherits all the drug action going on. He's getting paid for them doing it on their property, and pretty comical. He just continues to get into situations with this whole ordeal. He's trying to get out of the drug business because he doesn't want anything to do with it, but he just keeps getting sucked in farther and farther, it seems like. All right, Greg. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we will see you in Chicago. Well, we'll probably see you on here before then again. That's still a month out. I got a little time. I can get some pipes done by then. Let's see. Check this out. Oh yeah, that's got nice transition all the way around. That's what I didn't do on this one. Need to rotate it and check it. Oh yeah, that's got nice transit. This one's a little. I'm really torn on this little hobbit pipe here. This piece of cherry, Mother Nature reared her ugly little head in it, but it's not fatal. I think I'm just going to put it on the downside. She left a little blemish in there. Wow, this dust is everywhere. But it doesn't go in, I don't think. I think it's just here on the surface or pretty close to it. All right, guys. Well, as he's choking me up, I think I'm gonna call it for this evening. Mother Nature can be rude, like the Walking Dead surprised. Do not go at nudity and language. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's enough blood and gore in there to make up for it. Thanks, bearded air gunner. All right, guys. Well, hopefully y'all have a blessed rest of your week. And until next time, pipe on.